and welcome to the Art of Cooking with Sally Gooden. I'm Wanda Threalkill, aka Sally Gooden. Everybody has a favorite candy bar, and today's recipe is going to talk about a candy bar that was invented in 1912. This candy bar was called the Goo-Goo. It was the first mass-produced combination candy bar. It was made from chocolate, caramel, marshmallow, and nougat. Also today, our featured artist is James Threalkill, and his apron today is called Cooking Up a Storm. I wanted to share this apron with you because it's already been purchased. However, if you are interested in an apron like this, please contact Mr. James Threalkill and make the arrangements of getting you a Cooking Up the Storm apron. So today's recipe, in honor of the Goo-Goo, we're going to make a sockittome Goo-Goo pound cake using chopped up Goo-Goo nuggets, clusters. And here are the ingredients. Okay, our first step, we need to open up our Goo-Goo clusters and chop them up into fine pieces. Now, you're going to have to decide how much you want. I would say about at least a cup of chopped Goo-Goo. And I'm not sure how many candy bar clusters that's going to take. But we're going to chop them up at least a cup. And this chopped nougat is going in the swirl of the sockittome cakes. Sockittome cakes have like a brown sugar swirl. So we're going to put these in the Goo-Goo clusters, mix them in with the swirl. You want to chop them up into little pieces. Okay, from the looks of it, I'm probably going to chop up about 5 more of these Goo-Goo clusters. Okay, now that we have our Goo-Goos chopped up, we're going to add a cup of the dark brown sugar. And I'm not going to add all of these pecans because I'm going to use some of them for topping. But I'm going to add maybe a half a cup of the pecans. And we're going to add about 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. All right, we're going to stir this together. Now this is going to be part of the swirl. Now what I'm going to have to add to this, we're going to set this to the side because what I'm going to add to it is a little bit of the cake batter. Once we get the cake batter made, I'm going to add a little bit of cake batter, mix it up, and then I'm going to show you how you layer it into your sockittome cake. So let's get started on the cake batter. Okay, now we're going to mix the ingredients. Remember, we started with that basic pound cake recipe, but I did add butter flavoring and almond flavoring, as well as the vanilla flavoring. So we're going to do the 1 pound of butter. Mix that with your sugar and with your instant vanilla pudding. You're going to let that mix until it's fluffy. Also adding your flavoring. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to scrape the bowl to make sure all of the butter and the sugar mixes at the bottom. Now we're going to add our flour and our eggs one at a time. So you're going to put, this is sifted flour. Always sift your flour. Scrape the flour. Make sure it gets in the bowl. And I'm going to do maybe a couple of eggs at a time. Stop, add a little bit more flour. Okay, I've added the last 2 eggs. The last remaining ingredients for your basic pound cake will be the milk. So I'll turn my blender down a little bit and slowly pour the milk inside. A cup of evaporated milk. And this is going to look like some soft serve ice cream that's kind of melted when you have it mixed in well. I'm going to scrape the sides of the bowl, and this is really going to give it one last little mix. And then we're done. Ready to put into the butt pan. All right. Okay, now that we have our basic pound cake mixed, we're going to take some of the pound cake mixture and mix it in with the Goo-Goo mixture. So I'm going to take about 2 big scoops out and mix it in with the Goo-Goo, sugar, and pecans. And this is going to make the swirl in the center of our sockittome cake. All right, that's our swirl. And now it's time to layer the cake mix and the swirl into your butt pan. Okay, so here we're layering first a layer of the basic pound cake mixture. Spoon that in and then smooth it out with your spoon. That's your bottom layer. And then the center will be your nugget, your Goo-Goo nuggets. Goo-Goo nougat swirl. This is the pecan Goo-Goo clusters that I use. Of course, Goo-Goos were first invented with the peanuts. Then they came out later on with the pecans, which is my favorite. The pecan, as some people say, nougats. Plus Goo-Goo cluster pecan. And you're going to spread this out. That's your middle layer. Make sure I scrape this bowl and get every little bit. I don't want to miss anything. then you put the last spoon in, the last of the basic pound cake. And remember, I told you in earlier videos, as long as you know how to do that basic pound cake, you can take this basic pound cake recipe and make all different kinds of pound cakes. And we're making a sockittome Goo-Goo cluster pound cake. And you're gonna bake this on 275 for 2 to 2.5 hours, depending on the way how fast your oven heats up and works. Everybody's oven is different, but on the average, it's 2 to 2.5 hours. I would check it in 2 hours. Do the test where you stick some maybe a screw or something. If it come out clean, then it's ready. If it doesn't, let it bake 30 more minutes. And I'm gonna kind of slam this on my countertop to get everything to settle down and get all the bubbles out. And we're gonna put it in the oven, and we're gonna bake this for 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours, and then I'm going to come back and show you how to put the glaze and the pecans on. But while I'm doing all of that, here's a word from our featured artist with Cooking Up a Storm.
Hello YouTube viewers, and thank you once again for visiting the YouTube channel The Art of Cooking with Sally Gooden. My name is James Threalkill, and I'm excited to once again have an apron featured during this particular edition. The theme for this particular apron is called Cooking Up a Storm, and I feature a dancer that's inspired by the Alvin Ailey Dance Company, a woman dancing with an umbrella, and the wonderful performances that the Alvin Ailey Dance Company is known for. And so we once again want to always say thank you for subscribing to the channel, for hitting the thumbs up button, and for sharing the videos. And we look forward to seeing you next time, and thank you once again for visiting the channel. Take care.
Okay, now that our cake is all baked, it's cooled, we're going to put a glaze on the cake and then sprinkle a little pecans, and then that will be it. I'm using about a cup of confectioner sugar. I'm going to add a little, I'm going to eyeball it, but it's probably about a teaspoon of vanilla. And usually the evaporated milk has milk left over, but I'm using buttermilk today with my glaze. And you want to get kind of a thick glaze, thick consistency, so you have to kind of, you don't want to put too much. If you do put too much, just add more confectioner sugar. Now this is too wet, so I'm going to add more confectioner sugar. You want this glaze to be kind of thick, but you want it to, when it dries, you want it to be kind of like a shell. Now this is thick enough. You're going to spoon this on different areas on the top so it'll slide down. And you're going to let this dry. And I'm going to sprinkle These are chopped pecans. And we're done. Okay, as soon as that dries, I'll slice it and let you see the inside of the Goo-Goo sockittome pound cake. Once again, this is cooking up a storm. We do have it in our store if you like to order it. We do not have one available. We'll have to contact the artist if you want to have one made. So just let me know by putting a comment or something down on the video or leaving a message through the Shopify store. Okay, and thank you all for coming. Don't forget to subscribe. It does not cost. Ring the bell and you'll know when the next video comes available. Bye.